So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for my colleague, Dr. Wiam, for all these clear explanations about all the initiatives and endeavors of the GFoRSS. And I will be detailing more one of them, which is related to the scientific publishing or the scientific journal, which will be published and sustained by the GFoRSS. So we chose to call the journal the GFoRSS, so the Journal of the Global Food Regulatory Science Society. So quickly, I will go through first why the scientific publishing is so important in the framework of the mission of GFoRSS. Then we will go briefly into the main characteristics of this journal, a background, the scopes, and the main key elements of this publishing platform. And of course, we will end by a conclusion and our future perspectives. So as Dr. Wiam stated, the GFoRSS, or one of the key strategy for promoting GFoRSS mission, will be through this scientific publication. Since the mission, or one of the main elements of the mission of GFoRSS, is to promote the generation and dissemination of knowledge and competencies related to food regulatory science. And what a better way to do this dissemination of information rather than through a scientific publishing platform. Plus, this journal will help us to gain more international visibility, will help us to transfer the latest tools and knowledge, to tackle emerging issues, and to facilitate communication between the targeted communities. Brief background. So the Journal of the Global Food Regulatory Science Society, the GFoRSS, will be the scientific publication of the Global Food Regulatory Science Society. This creation, or the creation of this journal, reflects the vision of the society to be the global leader in the generation and dissemination of the science of food regulatory scientific knowledge and competencies. GFoRSS aims to foster information sharing among scientists, researchers, and to promote the generation and dissemination of knowledge and competencies related, of course, to food regulatory sciences. Our audience, our targeted community or targeted audience, mainly serving academic institutions, government agencies, competent authorities in charge of food and feed oversight, food industries, and anyone interested in food regulatory sciences. So our aim is mainly that GFoRSS will cover a lot of different scientific disciplines related to food regulatory sciences. So as we can see here, going from analytical methods and the method validation related to food control and food processing, to food risk analysis related to physical, chemical, microbiological, and nutritional issues, food risk assessment, impact assessment of food regulatory measures, food regulations, new food technologies, current and emerging issues in food safety and quality. So a wide range of scientific disciplines will be covered in the scope of this journal. Some very important key elements that we want to highlight during this presentation and related to the GFoRSS. First, as my colleague Dr. Wiam stated, the open access policy. So in respect to our mission and to our vision, we will maintain this journal as an open access platform for scientists and for all the targeted communities. So strictly open access, free of charge for authors to publish their work into our journal. And of course, in order to maintain a sustainable initiative and a sustainable journal, this initiative will be funded through other GFoRSS revenue generating initiatives. We would like also to highlight as a key element that our journal will follow a peer review process as all scientific journals. So 3-phase peer reviewed submission process, a minimum of 2 independent reviewers will be named, and we will aim for a fully transparent review process. A very important key element specifically for the region is that GFoRSS will allow publication in 3 languages which are adopted in the region. So mainly English, but also we will be accepting papers and manuscripts in French and particularly in Arabic. And we will be responsible of naming high quality peer reviewing by competent reviewers in each of the 3 languages, whether Arabic, French, and of course English. However, we will request with all manuscripts submitted in French or in Arabic, other than English, to be followed by a detailed abstract in English, just to sustain this publication and to make it more comprehensible internationally. Any conflict of interest has to be identified and will be identified through all publishing processes in our journal. Another very important key element, so the author guidelines also will be accessible through our website in 3 languages. So in English, of course, in Arabic, but also in French. And our publishing system is supported by a very simple and easy 5-step publishing process. So we aimed to make this submission process very easy and accessible easily through 5 steps for everyone. So as a conclusion, GFoRSS is ready starting from now to accept your submissions. Of course, we will be amending our website and continuous updates will be made available on the journal website in the few coming weeks. And please do not hesitate to send us any feedback from your side. Finally, I would like to thank all the experts and the GFoRSS team, starting with Professor Samuel, but also all my colleagues who helped me through this endeavor to prepare all needed material necessary for the launching of this journal, starting by Dr. Riam, Dr. Karima, Dr. Noura, Mrs. Joyce, Mr. Joseph, Mrs. Ruba, and Dr. Eli. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.